upon his name was laid. No charge was spoken, none proclaimed, yet chaos follows royal death, and loyal men are rarely saved.
He fled beyond the borderlines where Egypt's order could not reach, leaving behind the Nile and crown, the land whose law he could not breach.
Through Sinai sands and foreign hills, he crossed into the lands of ritual, where desert winds replaced the Nile and life obeyed another view.
Among the tribes of Syria's lands, he rose by skill and tested might. He fought their wars, he led their men, and proved his worth in tribal fight.
Golden cattle filled his tents, a foreign wife, a foreign name, yet Egypt lived within his breath, a distant dream, a silent flame.
Far from the river, far from maat, a man may live but not be long. For wealth can fill a warrior's hand, but home is where the soul is strong.
No foreign land, no borrowed crown can quiet what the heart has known. For exile lives in silent years, where body thrives but soul is lone.
He learned the tongues of desert kings, their customs, feasts, and gods unknown, yet dreams returned him to the Nile, to ordered fields and carved in stone.
He feared the grave beyond his land, unburied by familiar rites. No priests, no spells, no guiding words, no judged heart weighed in Osiris' sight.
For death in Egypt was not end, but passage shaped by sacred law, and Sinai feared the nameless dark, where maat itself could not be drawn.
At last the word from Egypt came, the king's own voice across the sands. Senusret spoke with measured grace, return, you still are of this land.
No crime was named, no blame assigned. The past dissolved in royal breath. For kings restore what fear once broke, and mercy conquers living death. Far from the river, far from man, a man may live but not be long. For wealth can fill a warrior's hand, but home is where the soul is strong. And thus again the desert's edge, the Nile received him as before, washed clean by order, law and right, restored to all he once outwore.
Clothed in fine linen, anointed anew, his name reclaimed in royal speech. No exile stains the loyal heart when mercy stands within the reach.
This is the tale of ordered land, where law is stronger than the sword, where kingship binds both fear and grace to man, but balance it restore.
Not all who flee are marked as foes, not all who wear are lost from sight, for kingship's strength was not in force, but order holding wrong.